Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. I'm Sandy Williams. Here's what we have in the bulletin.
Government to launch national survey to tackle homelessness. No legal framework yet for ride-share services in Jamaica. And later in sports, India on course to win the second test versus West Indies.
Here are the details. The government says it's stepping up efforts to address homelessness across the island, beginning with a national survey to better understand the scale of the issue. The announcement came as the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation marked World Homeless Day and World Mental Health Day with a joint observance at St. William Grant Park recently.
Minister of Local Government Desmond McKenzie says the Poor Relief Department has begun an island-wide survey of the homeless population, a move he says will help the government plan more effectively to meet their needs.
The Ministry of Local Government will be working closely with the National Housing Trust, where we are going to be erecting 14 major shelters in every parish in Jamaica in the new financial year to actually deal with the issue of the homeless population.
But the minister also emphasized that the issue requires shared responsibility, calling on families to care for their loved ones instead of abandoning them.
It is sad that a lot of the people on the streets have good families, steady homes, but because circumstances might not allow the family to accept and appreciate them, they turn them out, put them on the streets. The government is going to be moving, and we are going to be moving effectively to take actions against those who continue to abandon their families and leave them at the mercy.
Minister McKenzie also revealed that public hospitals are currently housing more than 500 social cases, individuals who have been left behind by family members. He says the Desmond McKenzie Transitional Center, located in Kingston, is being expanded to accommodate 100 additional beds. Meanwhile, Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby, says the city's homeless committee, which includes the police, fire brigade, and mental health professionals, continues to address ongoing challenges faced by the homeless community.
While we haven't heard much of physical abuse of lately, but we have heard of situations of verbal abuse constantly. We have seen situations where persons would have had some form of party or so, and they have the leftover food, and they don't have nothing to do with it, and it gets stale, and they have taken it on the street to feed these persons. I'm just saying that can't be, not because these persons are not in a position where they can help themselves, mean that we are going to give them any type of things. And also, under the Cleaner Kingston initiative, we are saying to persons that feed them in our facilities. We will make sure that the garbage is being collected and they are disposed of in the correct way.
The parish of St. Catherine is seeing an increase in the number of homeless persons. Assistant Inspector at the Poor Relief Department of the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation, Dr. Camille Hudson, says a recent survey conducted across the parish has confirmed a spike.
We are still counting because there are some persons who we have missed, who we know were not on ground. But right now we have approximately 155 count. The ratio between male and female, we can see for about 55 female and the rest are male.
Dr. Hudson also expressed satisfaction that after 4 years, work will soon begin for what is expected to be a new home for the homeless.
For right now, I can smile to say our drop-in center in Linstead work will be on its way as early as next week, as I was duly informed. Because coming into World Homelessness Day, we would have been wanting to ascertain where we are, where we'll be going. And that other building that you have alluded to earlier, we could not have done anything. Yes, it was given to us and we were told in a particular writing, but the lawyers now are signing off to say, yes.
A fresh push is being led this afternoon by stakeholders in one rural parish to save the lives of premature babies. More in this report.
A worrying decline in the number of babies being born in Jamaica means it's even more critical that the lives of those born are preserved. Stakeholders in St. Thomas recognize this and have partnered to raise funds to upgrade the nursery for premature babies at the Princess Margaret Hospital in the parish.
We apologize for the absence of that story, and moving on to Public Health Inspector for St. James, Sharika Lewis, says there has been a noticeable reduction in the rodent population in the parish. The long-standing issue is being brought under control thanks to the first phase of a rodent control program. A second phase is set to begin soon.
Areas to be included in phase 2 are the streets and lanes and internal areas that are bounded by the following streets: Creek Street, Cottage Road, Dudley Cassin Drive, Westgate, and Barnett Street. We will also be focusing our efforts on several hotspots: the Charles Gordon Market, 4th Street, Sam Sharp Square, and the Transportation Center.
Ms. Lewis is appealing to stakeholders to actively participate in the upcoming second phase of the project.
The residents, NSWMA, TEF, TPDCO, the police, the Chamber of Commerce, the business community, NWA, SDC, the service clubs, rather the media, to partner with the St. James Public Health Department. And Your Worship, we're looking at a budget of approximately $2.75 million.
There's still no legal framework for ride-share services in Jamaica. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz says drivers operating under these platforms are therefore doing so illegally.
The fact of the matter is that the operations of those are not legal. They have great concerns, security concerns, because you can access to become one of those operators without any screening, without any access from the police, etc., which for me is unacceptable. So it's zero tolerance until such time. And the instructions to the police and to the Transport Authority: if you find them and they are operating illegally, you take the full action.
Minister Vaz explained that the government is exploring ways to ensure safe and efficient transport options for Jamaicans.
The fact of the matter is, my position and my concern, and that of the government, is that I cannot have law-abiding Jamaican citizens doing the right thing to be able to do business and exposing the citizens of Jamaica to take a ride in a vehicle that the government of Jamaica has no information and no access to information on.
Mr. Vaz had recommended a temporary ban last year after safety concerns involving some drivers. The Transport Authority says efforts are ongoing to improve commuter safety as the government works toward regulating the ride-share sector. In the meantime, the police are searching for 2 men who robbed a female in-drive worker of her vehicle along Windsor Avenue in Kingston. It's reported that about 2:10 a.m. last Monday, the driver was booked to make a pickup along Windsor Avenue. Upon her arrival, she observed 2 young men standing along the roadway and inquired if they were the passengers who requested the service. Both men confirmed and entered the motor vehicle. One man sat in the front passenger seat while the other sat in the rear of the vehicle. It's further reported that the male who sat in the front passenger seat placed the vehicle in park and instructed the driver to exit the car, while the other male moved into the driver's seat. They then drove away the vehicle. And it's now time for a break, but stay with us. We have more stories when we return. Welcome.